Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to take you guys through some of the meals that I will consume on a daily or weekly basis for a hybrid combat athlete lifestyle. I'm going to take you guys a little bit through how I like to prepare stuff, what I saute stuff with or season with, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. I like to eat oatmeal in the mornings when I have time on my hands, so usually on my recovery days or off days. And it's pretty basic, but I actually got to switch pots for a second, guys. I apologize. It's pretty simple. You know, you bring the water to a boil. You always watch boiling water. Do not walk away, boys, ever. Yeah, pretty simple. I have steel cut oats in here. So, no. Okay. So, steel cut oats, organic. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. They're really good for you. I put about 3/4 of a cup in here in the measuring cup, so just enough for me, obviously.
It's a long story.
Probably I'm going to put a little bit more than that just because I wanted to finish the bag, but yeah, so you don't put it in right away. You let the water boil, and then once it boils, then you put it in, simmer it a little bit, stir it around, make sure it doesn't stick, and then you put the temperature dial down a lot because you don't want this stuff burning or catching fire and yeah, becoming really bad. But yeah, it's going to take a few minutes for that to boil, but while that's going, I get the stuff I like to put in the oatmeal. So I have so I have a couple organic bananas here. I like to put bananas in my oatmeal. And then I have cinnamon as well. I put a little bit of ginger in there. And then I also put raw honey as well. Raw honey is really good for you. But that is the trio that I will mix in there, or the 4 ingredients I will mix with my oatmeal. And I enjoy it. I've started to eat oatmeal again, and yeah, it's just something you always want to cook it from scratch. So steel cut oats are the way to go instead of instant oatmeal. It's just a lot better for you. Don't ask me why. I'm not a nutritionist, so or a dietitian for that matter. Maybe one day. And then yeah, that's pretty much breakfast for me. Sometimes I'll have like a bar or like a beef stick or something like that before I go work out. I just got back from working out a little while ago, so that's kind of like my pre-workout that I usually like will grab and then eat really quick. And then I'll also have some beet root powder or beetroot, and then I also take creatine, 10 grams of creatine as well every morning, and that helps me with cognition and then focusing and a little bit of endurance stuff as well. I don't do a whole lot of endurance like mileage wise, but I do work on speed, and yeah, it definitely helps me. So while this is boiling, we're gonna get this stuff kind of situated, and then I will show you the finished product, and then we will enjoy. We've just completed the task of cooking the oatmeal. Now we just have to make sure that, oh, that's hot. Oh, it's been a few minutes, but still hot. We have gloves.
Alrighty then.
Our handy dandy glove. I promise I'm not a little wimp. When you put it on boiling water, it gets hot. Now comes the fun part. Now we just have to put all the ingredients in the bowl and then we enjoy. Man, I hate this about bananas. They get all bruised. Why does this happen? Please somebody explain that to me in the comments. If not, this sucks.
Emotional, damn it!
They are not cheap at all. We put the bad ones on the paper towel, in case you're wondering, because we don't want any bugs. Look how bruised that is. We're going to enjoy that one anyway, though. Oh, I forgot a very important task. I should have put the honey, mixed the honey in there first. That's okay. We'll do that in a minute. All right. Sprinkle some ginger in there. Ha ha ha. William. And then sprinkle some cinnamon in there as well. quite phenomenal. Shout out to Will. I don't know what's happening to me today. My workout was pretty good. Thought I was looking good, feeling good. It was one of my first days back because I've been sick for the last couple weeks pretty bad. I get a really bad sinus infection every like once or twice a year. So it's like sidelines me for a while. And yeah, I don't ever want to go back to like my normal routine because I train and work out very hard, obviously. But yeah, it's one of those things where like you're glad you're back, but at the same time you have to be super careful because you don't want to go back too early and get back into things. But you know, I'm still young enough to where I'm like I can handle it. So here we are. Now we will consume our breakfast for today, and we will enjoy. And we will also enjoy some Flave City electrolytes. This video is not sponsored, but it could be. It should be, but it's not. It will be, but not yet. Amen.
What?
You know, I had a thought today. Kind of random. What would it be like to be like a Hall of Famer? You know, I know a Hall of Famer. She is the mother of three, lover of many. She is the former national championship hurler. She is the 14-time, yes, you heard me, 1-2-14 All-American, the Adams State, Brenda K. Jarvis. Here we are. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. We're going to enjoy this, and then we'll get into lunch, and I will continue on with the day, but until then.
2,000 years later.
So I'll put a good amount of water in here, just so that there's enough for the noodles to cook. And kind of the same idea, you let it come to a boil. Once it is, then you put the noodles in, which I use these, and then they'll cook for a number of minutes, and then be good to go. As for the beef, it's pretty self-explanatory as well. So I use ghee to saute the pan, and then once it's pretty much like cooking or a little bit hotter, I'll put the beef on top, and then it'll cook as well. So I've used ghee now for like 1.5 to 2 years, something like that, and add some calories in there. Tastes good. I've used like butter and olive oil, and then coconut oil too, but I just feel like this stuff is just a little bit better. Put that in there, and then you want it to be warm but not super warm when it's cooking. I've just kind of learned that. So while this is heating up, this is doing the same thing. I pretty much try to get everything in order as far as the stuff I'm going to put in here, put in there. Everything is pretty much where it needs to be. It's definitely intimidating when you're trying to learn all this on your own and then you're not used to cooking by yourself or cooking your own meals. I know that I was definitely that way for the first like little bit, but you get better at it. You know, there's not a whole lot to it. You just gotta start. Main thing is just starting. You just gotta make sure that you're smart about it. And then, like I said, don't leave boiling water or something on the stove cooking without supervision because it could go bad. Yeah, that's all I got. All right, so this is gonna take a little bit just to prepare, but I'll show you guys the finished products in a moment, so stay tuned. So here you have it, the finished product. I don't know if you can see that. I decided to put some sweet potato in here along with some sauerkraut and sliced pickles. Sauerkraut and pickles are great fermented foods. I include in pretty much everything. I try to at least because it helps with your gut health and gut microbiome, all that good stuff. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well done.
That's pretty much lunch for the most part. Sometimes I'll have like a bar or dark chocolate, which this is the bar, this is the dark chocolate, and complements all this really well, along with like a piece of fruit sometimes. Yeah, I just keep it pretty simple, guys. I don't complicate anything. I try to get carbs, proteins, fats, all the stuff. I don't calculate anything or write anything down. I'm not that organized. I'm constantly on the move, and you have to fuel your body. And I treat my body like an engine, and I want it to run properly and run as long as it can for, yeah, many years. So, yeah, it's pretty much lunch, but we will get into dinner next. So I'll see y'all at that moment. Well, that is the video, guys. I pretty much had the same thing for dinner, so I just didn't want to bore you or be repetitive throughout the portion. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have gained some perspective on what it is like being a hybrid combat athlete when it comes to nutrition. And it is so important. I cannot stress how important it is to fuel your body. You don't want to just go and get some junk food after you work out really hard, because you're not going to fuel your body for the next workout. You always have to be thinking about ahead, not just like right now. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where you have to just go through it and experience it, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But you know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the things I did in the kitchen. Even when it comes to supplementation, I'm making sure that I'm getting all the supplements I need to fuel my almost 34-year-old body. When it comes to testosterone levels, when it comes to zinc, magnesium, like everything that basically will help me in my recovery, but also my performance. It doesn't take a special type of person to do any things I do. Like, anybody can do it. Anybody can transform themselves. All it takes is the humility to say, I want to make a change, and today's day one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go and click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the Toga Tribe if you have not already. Please become part of this family, become part of the community as we learn and grow together. And if you haven't checked out the last video or last podcast episode, the links to both of those will be in the description below. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the other side.